Hey everybody, it's me, the flock safety hating guy, um, holding a guitar like an asshole. Um, Today's stream is something I've been wanting to do for a while. I have obviously I have some Raspberry Pis floating around here just because other things that I do on my main channel, and yeah, it's funny because I end up, I'm obviously not going to keep like an ALPR or license plate scanner in my car. I took it out immediately just because it was, annoying and in my way, and I don't actually want to scan people's license plates. And so I was like, okay, well now, let's turn this thing into a guitar pedal. And where's that case? Oh yeah, it's hot off the press, so I didn't want to install it just yet. But I have a bass too. But yeah, this is what the pedal looks like. Like this is the case that I just 3D printed, a little translucent pedal. I think it turned out all right. This filament could be. I used like really strong filament, but when you use strong filament, it kind of looks like shit, but it won't fall apart, so that's important. Um, yeah, so I installed it on there, and it's pretty. I had a little bit of trouble just because I was trying to install it on a pre-existing OS. I didn't want to like erase it. I ended up doing it anyway, but that's what took me so long to install it. I'm using a PiSound sound card, but you don't have to. PiSound sound card's like $100, but you don't. It's portable. That way it would fit into a pedal. But if you wanted to use an audio interface, as long as it's compatible with Linux and Jack, it should run totally fine. Maybe even better. Who knows? I mean, you probably have better preamps. They're further away from the CPU, so you might have a little bit less noise. But yeah, so we'll go over that in a minute. I'll show you how that all works. But I think I just want to give a shout out to how much I love, especially this year for some reason, how much I love the concept of having hardware for something and turning it into something else like overnight. Like it's like a fetish of mine now. And I mean, I guess it started when I made the acoustic camera, and then I like used that for something else, and then yeah, maybe that Raspberry Pi ended up being the bird analyzing machine. It's like I think I have like three floating around at any given point. Like it'll be like, oh, it'll be a jellyfin server, it'll be this and that, and I don't know why. I think I just started getting into that when the tariff stuff started, because it was like, well, what if I didn't want to buy a new thing every time I wanted to like try something out? What if we always, rather than like resorting to open source options, or sorry, rather than resorting to like open source hardware and open source software, what if we started there? And like, if it was really troublesome, then we'd pay for a standalone device and have a new thing made on this planet, and spend the money and eventually throw it in the trash. But I hate making like ecological arguments about this because I feel like you don't even have to. I feel like not having to buy a bunch of things and just using the stuff you have is obviously going to be superior. Also, maybe I could check it out on this stream. I don't know if we'll have time. I also have an infrasonic detector that's running on a Raspberry Pi 4. And it's like in a rugged case, and it's in my server closet. So it's like far away from my footsteps and stuff. And 24/7, it just measures the vibration of the ground and sends it off to, the servers that are used for research. But I could also like look at the vibration of my studio and land here for the last month or two. I think it retains the data on there before it starts looping it over. But that has to do with the upcoming project anyway. But yeah, that's a lot of fun too. Anyway, so how this works, I'll read some of these comments first. The most logical conclusion. Yeah, of course, a guitar pedal is way more fun than a license plate reader. My IQ is not high. This is not, I didn't just like look at a Raspberry Pi and I was like, what if this were an effects pedal, and then cracked my fingers and started making a multi-effects pedal? Like, you can literally write the entire effects pedal OS to an SD card. And what this is it's an open source, well, I'll just show you it now. So to program it, You can use your phone. You could use, there's apps for it, and they're open. I believe they're open source. I don't think they cost anything. And this is the interface that I can just access from my web browser. So I just opened up Firefox, and then here it is. You just go to a local IP, um, and then you have your interface. So it's very easy to make an app for. I could do that on, if I didn't want to download the app, I could do that on my phone or iPhone or whatever, or iPad or whatever. I guess you could even do it from like an Android TV or something. You just program your pedal. But that's rad, right? Like that's pretty cool because when you think about it, like when you have that sort of capability, if you could literally program your pedal from like an old Palm Pilot or something, that really opens up the possibilities of what you could be doing live. So this, if this looks familiar to anybody, years ago, I did a video on something called the Mod Duo X, which was a piece of hardware that was a little pricey, but in my opinion, it was a good deal. And it essentially ran this. Like it was essentially the same sort of software, but now it's just ported for Raspberry Pi Linux. Would a metal stomp box stop the Pi Wi-Fi? I don't think so. I can't, maybe if so when you first load this up, when it wants to run as access point mode, so you just connect to it and then you can change. I immediately, like an asshole, I didn't follow the normal instructions, and I was like editing the config files thinking that it would make my life easier, and like SSHing into it and shit, when it's like, oh, all of this is so simple. You could go into terminal. I mean, I could show you what like I actually think I have the desktop and the GUI desktop environment loaded. You don't have to. It's not recommended that you do. Just waste CPU and RAM. You could run this directly from terminal. And when you boot the device, that's it. Like this is already running when you boot the device. You don't actually have to do anything, unless you want to do it otherwise. But also, well, I mean, I might as well show you. Let's see. VNC viewer. Connect. It always makes me type in my, this isn't visible on the stream, is it? Not that I give a shit if anybody knows my Raspberry Pi password. No, please don't erase my impulse responses. Yeah, this is the desktop. So this is just what it comes with, right? And I didn't really, I think I may have installed like 1 or 2 libraries or something, but yeah, it comes with Pure Data, Super Collider, Piano Tech Trial, Patchage, which is, yeah, I mean, it has to do with all this. Audacity, nothing else really. Programming, yeah, Pure Data, I guess that's programming. But yeah, you don't have to look at this at any given point in time. That everything can be done. I was actually kind of a dumbass because everything can be done from for the guitar pedal portion of this, everything can be done from in here. Like even I was like going through searching the file system looking for where I could install like impulses and stuff. Turns out you could just go right here and load in things. Just so like if I want to load in a sound font, SF2 instrument, I have a bunch loaded right here that I have way more than I would ever want to load in this unit, just because I have like 60 gigabytes of sound fonts for some reason. Yeah, so if I wanted to do that, I would just boop. There we go. Let's find, oh my god, there's so many of these, it's kind of ridiculous. Doom SNES. Do we have any like full GM banks? That would be fun. Drums. Ooh, drums 4-op FM. That sounds fun. Well, I would rather have like a piano or something. That would be nice. Some sound fonts actually sound really nice, by the way. I don't know. I don't know how many of these will, but some of them actually sound really good. So there you go. Now it's uploaded. We have this beautiful sound. Load a few more. Sonic implants. I don't know what that means. Roger Wendell's collection. Roger Wendell's best. I don't know what that is or what to expect. Hopefully it's not porn. And then we have some like massive multi-gigabyte ones. Might as well push it to the limits, right? Giant sound font melodic bank, no drums. Okay, I'm down. This is going to take a minute, I'm sure. So a sound font is it's like if it's like halfway between a MIDI sound, like a general MIDI sound bank, and a contact library. Like you can have bigger file sizes. It obviously doesn't run as efficient as something like a MIDI sound bank, and you can have it. I wonder if it's going to shit the bed here because it's like, oh nope, there it is, done. Well, that was simple. Maybe I'll upload a drum one too, just because maybe later in the stream we'll want to patch around and make synth music. Hey, this one says Benn in it. Look at that. Maybe I made it years ago and forgot. Drums. Giant sound font drum kit 2.2. Let's go. All right. Anyway, so here's our outputs behind the chat here. You don't really need to see it. Here's our inputs. Pretty simple to use. One, I do like that it has these neural amp modulars on or modeler. I don't know if anybody's familiar with these. They're basically it. I mean, I feel like a lot of different like amplitude, not amplitude, but what's their thing? Something Nex, iNex, IK Multimedia. Anyway, they're doing a lot of this too, where you can model your amplifier and then share it with the community. And so that's exactly what this is it just uses like deep learning to model an amp. Yeah. I'm hitting the pickup a little bit. Orange Rocker Verb 50. I just don't like I like the cleaner things. Yeah. And then you can load cabinet simulations. I don't actually have many cabinet simulations, believe it or not. And then we can also load like a convolution reverb loader. And there are tons of effects that we could be using that are like DSP oriented, but right now I'm just using these two just to show you. Just to like get a organic sounding tone. And then in this convolution engine, we have Venus theory tunnels. Let's see. I have all my physics stuff too. Maybe just a little slap. There we go. Nice sounding. Tonex, that's it. That's what it's called. One of the issues with this guitar in particular is that it's a complete Frankenstein, and I have these crazy pickups. Some of them are like really hot, and then some of them are like really smooth, and so a lot of times, yeah, things just sound off. This is not Tonex, no. This is so all of the modeling runs here. In this, yeah, there's also I don't know if there's two different I think there's actually three. There's also A to X. I just don't know this platform, so I don't have anything in it, but it's similar. Looks like it has more controls, so maybe I should look at that at some point. I mean, it sounds pretty damn good to me, but what do I know? Okay, so we could also, I'm looking at the CPU here. This is the highest I've ever pushed it, but I don't think I've ever loaded like a big impulse. I mean, I haven't used this very long either. I've never loaded a big impulse with a like neural amp modular. I keep on going to say modular. This is a tape stop. Looks like it only has one input. I may not even be using it right. No, it has audio in. I just don't know where the audio would come out from. There it goes. That's kind of... I don't know if this is actually stereo. They may have a stereo version of it. So I guess... I don't know how to make it stop. Oh, there we go. That's stupid. Brilliant. There is a there's a lot of reverbs. Yeah, you could see them on here. I don't think I have it on here, but I do think there is I think there is like the Big Muff Super Reverb. I know like Rat Shack or whatever. I think there's a lot of that stuff. I don't know if there's any springs. Okay, also if you want to download modules, you could just do this. I probably have all the reverbs installed. No, I don't actually. There's a bunch. Surprisingly, usually, I mean, because reverbs are just so, you know, complex. The DSP is so complex to do it. I do have that plate one installed. And all this is free, by the way. See if there are any good springs that I'm not seeing. I may have missed something. A lot of free verbs. Organ verb, that's a, I've never listened to it on here. I've no, everyone's different, but I believe the organ reverb, I know that just from like other Linux things. I think that that is a, oh no, it's only mono. I think that that's a Schroeder reverb. Should be like a really nice Schroeder plate, but it is in mono. We'll have to put it both to left and right. Meh. I just can't get into reverbs that are not stereo. Ether. This one looks interesting. I know there's an Air Windows one on here too. Yeah, this is Modep. That's what it's called. I don't know if it runs in Windows. I just wouldn't even try to run it in Windows, to be honest. I mean, I'm sure someone has and can, but it's like, this should run just fine on like a Raspberry Pi 4 without too many issues. And you'll just save yourself a lot of, I mean, you know, do you really want to run guitar effects in a Docker or something? Although it does beg, like, I would like to see something like VCV Rack or Cardinal made for guitarists. This is not reverb. I know there is, I think Freak Tail. I think I remember this one from something else. Like it could have been the Mod Duo X, or it could just be like some other Linux thing. But I think I remember this one being pretty great, like surprisingly good. Let's find out. No, it doesn't look familiar, but we could try it. Yeah. Interesting. I feel like building this on top of a hall would be, I mean, which we can totally do, would sound incredible. Although I do wish there was a dry knob. Pocket verbs. We gotta check out all the verbs, don't we? Did we check that one out? Gigaverb. Yes, maybe this is the one I'm thinking of. There's one that had a lot of options, a lot of knobs, that I was like, oh, I would actually buy this reverb pedal if it were a standalone. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, this one was very, very decent. It had, I think it is using that like Schroeder situation. And I could already hear it. Oh. Yeah, that's gorgeous. And it's open source. Yeah, there it is. There it is right there. Max Gen Gigaverb. Okay. So that's a Max Gen verb? Fuck. I may have to like look a little bit closer into Max MSP. That's... I did not think any Max, because I definitely don't have any PD verbs that sound that good. I love playing those like really discordant scales, and then for some reason in reverb they sound okay. I'm trying to figure out where all the noise is coming from in my signal chain here. I mean, other than using a Stratocaster, which is... yeah, these are the custom pickups that you're hearing. You can just get this like dirty like... Yeah. Do we have anything even cleaner? Let's get that full... Ooh, that's nice. Oh, there we go. Ooh. Yeah, it literally sounds like my D'Angelo back there, which is a full body jazz. Yeah, and then if you open this pickup up, it's like so muddy and so Yeah, it's all the same pickup. Yeah, you could really make this go bonkers. Start fresh. Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh, I mean, I have a Pi sound attached to the board. It's just a header, and it has 2 DIN MIDI in and out. But we're going to get to that in this stream. I mean, I haven't tested it, but apparently I can just play my MIDI keyboard here, and it'll be able to play a bunch of... It has like a full little modular synth type environment, and also MIDI instruments. Yeah, this reverb's incredible. Actually, I bet we have a... I wonder if we have like a slow... I think I downloaded one of those, a slow roll. I forgot what they're called. Might be modulation, maybe? Modulator? Simulator. It's one of those things where I'm not really sure where it would be in the effect chain. Dynamics. Slow gear, that's what it's called. Slow roll. Let me check on my slow roll. Alright. Okay. I mean, it sounds way better than Clouds in my opinion, which is, you know, not saying anything bad about Clouds. It's like one of the most important modules ever, but... Turn the threshold down a little bit. Yeah, I mean, Cloud sounds amazing for the hardware it's running on. Okay, so compressors. What else we got? We got oh yeah, delays, of course. Nothing like some Border Collie themed delay. Okay, and then the tempo. I believe, yeah, it's divisions. So. If we turn the tails up really, this way we could quickly see how it evolves. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, the crossfeed prevents it from stopping right away. Oh, is it clipping? Too much crossfeed. I always want to apologize for stuff like that, but it's like, I mean, if you're here, you know that that's going to happen, so there's no... Wow. So you get really long, I guess. I'm not cool enough to hit these types of harmonics on the first try. Almost. Yeah. Not bad. This Bali delay, I believe this is like the first version of that. So we don't really need to check out the old one. Echo Cat. I do wonder how good of a tape we can get. Stuck Stacker. Let's give it a try. Oh. Oh, I think I know what this is, which makes me really excited. Although I'll have to set up two because we want stereo. Yeah, we need some type of... Well, if it says stacker... I wonder what the difference between stacker and normal is. Let's find out. Yeah, we want to be able to have a couple of these at once. Yeah, we would need these to come in... Yeah, we would need multiple ones in some sort of... Let's see. There is no MIDI in, but... Yeah, we can... Oh, we could do CV. Yeah, that's powerful. But we're going to also want to manage CV ports, right? Oh, I see. This is external CV. This isn't... That's a bit beyond what we want to do on the stream. Got it. Okay. And then we have MIDI devices all over the place here. Actually don't know if I have anything like installed, because I know they have like controllers. Okay, well, good to know that we could do that. We don't want to spend an hour setting that up on the stream, but that's fun. We also have loopers, which are like my favorite thing in the world, of course. Just a basic. Latency is amazing. I mean, this means nothing because I'm on a stream, but not noticeable at all. I think it's literally 100 samples or something. It's it's faster than I could pull off with Windows by quite a bit. But that could also just be because I'm using the Pi sound, which is optimized for Raspberry Pi. But let's. You know what I want to hear? Get rid of that. Yeah, that thing takes up the most CPU. Like with these reverbs running and a looper, we're using less than 3% of the CPU. Let's get a fresh start. Yeah, I know there's simulators like this as well, like your classic non-neural net ones. No idea what to think of them or where to start, but you know, that's why we're here. Just pop that into a plate. Oh, these are like models within it. I mean, whatever, for clean, that sounds really nice. Turn down the power, turn the gain up. Yeah, so these are the speakers. That sounds so loud, even though the decibels are like kind of just. I mean, I have a bunch of daisy seeds. There's some pros and cons there for sure. Yeah, I mean, if you're concerned about latency, that's definitely a good start. But if you're using daisy seed, if you want to make anything useful, you have to program in C. And anything complicated, it's going to be memory management hell. That's always been my issue with reverb and the daisy seeds. But otherwise, I mean, it's pretty accessible, which is nice. There is no one size fits all, as I'm sure you already know. It's pretty. It's always a big trade-off with every single platform and option. Oh, I already have one of these loaded. Oh, we don't need two, do we? Oh, this one sounds pretty bright. So this is just a preamp, I guess. Also, there's like a bunch more that I'm not. Let's look at this really fast. Yeah, so much crap. There's cab loaders. I just don't have that many cabs. Otherwise, I would definitely be on the top of those. Power tubes. Oh, you know what? Another thing that I'm completely missing and not paying attention to is there's a whole distortion section. All right, so let me go back to that modeler. Let's go back to the neural amp modeler. And this way we could put a distortion pedal in our chain. All right. Oh yeah, the Chow Centaur sustainer. Oh yeah, metal tone, which we all know what that's supposed to be. Oh god, the old 1990s Guitar Center sound. Need a little bit of reverb. Little space. I don't think I've played that in like 25 years, at least. I don't know if I've ever played that. That was just sort of like Satan just got involved in that somehow. Actually, it's kind of funny. I feel like this is like cleaning out some of the frequencies in the A and D string. What if we just killed this? Oof, it's nasty sounding. The software is called ModEP. I feel like I should just link to that. But I feel like most people then like try to download it for Windows and be like, oh. That's a lot of reverb. Yeah, let's go back to that. If we're going to be using distortion pedals, I think this was the jam. I don't remember. I like do not remember the Metal Zone having this many controls for some reason, but I could just be wrong. God, that's so high pitched. There you go. That Pantera tone. God, that sounds so good. And I'm not a huge distortion guy, but that's like less is more. But that sounds so powerful. Yeah, that's well, you know what? You know what's funny? I'm trying to remember, but I mean, this is I had a couple shows. This wasn't when I toured with Dillinger Escape Plan, but I had a couple shows with them, and it was after Soundtrack to a Vacant Life came out, and I remember just sort of being like randomly like, so what do you think, you know, or like, you know, something like that, or you know, did you listen to it, did you like it, you know, because I was like working on it when I was touring with them, and they didn't really have a response, and they were all really angry about the distortion for some, like, well, I mean, they gave me a good reason, but they're all like really kind of like, dude, the distortion really killed it on some of those tracks. And I was like, why? You know, what'd I do wrong? I thought it sounded fine. And they were just like, man, less is more. And then and it totally, and yeah, and they were just like, no, dude, when you use, Ben Weinman was just like, no, dude, use less distortion if you want to go heavier. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. And then I thought about it, and it's like, oh, that makes total sense, because when you crank distortion up really, really high, then you just lose all the fidelity of your sound. Yeah, like this is a light distortion comparatively to Metal Zone, right? Like like you still hear a bunch of tone, but now like the, well, it's gonna be so damn loud. Yeah, like this is barely overdriven, right? And so now, yeah, all the articulations. And then when you layer that into two different tracks, you get way, way heavier sounds. This sounds very surfy, doesn't it? I know nothing about the centaur, why people like it. I know nothing about it. And I don't really care to know anything about it, but I just know it's really expensive. So, and I feel like it's expensive, and that's why people emulate it constantly. Actually peaking the unit with this crazy strat. Yeah, I mean, I usually use a cab IR. I just don't have any here. I don't think there's any. Yeah, I would need to download some. I don't think I have any. But this, I mean, yeah, this isn't an IR. It's just a cab simulator. But yeah, I think if you wanted to go full on with this software, you'd want to download some cab sims, which, you know, aren't hard to find. Yeah, I've never been a huge. I mean, I have like the Roland Jazz Chorus. That's like my favorite amp. That I've never really left that zone. Let's create like a looper setup of sorts. Try and make a nice, make a very complicated thing that we can't make on a Boss. I don't know if I should. I mean, whatever. I guess I'll use this neural simulator. I keep getting worried that I'm gonna like use way too many. I'm just gonna use too much CPU or something, but I've not run into that issue yet. We have different loopers. Oh, you know what else we have that I want to play with really fast? We have these input-output portals, which are pretty rad. I don't know if they have any form of feedback control, so this could be really gross and terrible, and I'll close it right away if it is. Do we just have a quick delay? Quicker than that. Yep, this will do it. So we have to hook this through. Oh, I guess we're going to come in from the guitar. I'm going to go out to the output. Oh, this is weird. This is not what I expected. This is not a basic delay. but cool. Just not what I need. Tube delay. Maybe this will do the job. I just need something that is all it's doing is delaying the signal with no feedback, because we will be doing all of that with our portal. Okay, that's exactly what we want. Wish me luck. Wonder if we have any sort of like tape modulator. I know Chow DSP makes a really good one. I just don't know if anybody's ported it over. We have vibrato, I guess. Okay. I'll download that. Now we could hook this into our chain. Yeah, it sounds awesome. I really like that. Considering we're not even using like any cab, it's just like a dry input too. It'll slowly turn into noise. If we add a filter to this, Nice. Just trying to make a nice. I just love making tape delays. Yes, they can be saved as presets, and there are 2 knobs on the Pi and a switch. The knobs just tell it input and output volume currently, and the switch is assignable. It's fun because I can't hear what I'm playing when I play it. All right, I'm intrigued. Whatever this is, it intrigues me. Whoa. Oh. Forgot we still had that delay line running. It's still pretty reminiscent of like stuff that I remember doing, you know, with like pedals you'd buy when I was younger, which is fun. I mean, you know, but it reminds me of like playing with the old like Boss pitch shifters and stuff. Let's add this to the end of it. Okay, another thing I want to check out. Yeah, we never got past like what 25% CPU there, so that's promising. Yeah, we don't need this delay anymore. Okay, this one's confusing. I played with it for a minute. I didn't really understand what was happening. I obviously know that it is a loop pedal. Maybe it could be routed to my master clock, wherever that is. Okay. I'll now start on time. Yeah, I couldn't really figure out how to reset it reliably. Wow, that really hits a lot of bars too, doesn't it? The software is called ModEP. It runs on a Raspberry Pi 5. Raspberry Pi 5. Sorry, it seems like we're not answering it, but like we actually are. Like every 15 minutes, just like people come into the stream and then they're like, "What are we using?" So I feel like people just kind of. Yeah, it's made. I mean, it's like a version. I mean, I think it's an improved version of the Mod Duo X software. Yeah, but if you see what I'm saying, like I don't entirely understand what's happening. I know that this loops it just once. And then finally, while we're doing guitar, oh yeah, we have harmonizers. We haven't messed with that yet. This looks fucking crazy, Jesus. Alrighty, let's do it. That's a lot of harmony. Wow. Oh, I see. These are all majors. And then this is a pitch tracker, which I don't understand what that's going to accomplish here. Maybe it also has an oscillator? Oh, auto-tune's nice, especially if you have a fretless guitar, which I do. Oh, is it not here? I thought I had it in here for something. Oh well, it's in the house. I have a fretless bass in here, but. Oh, that's cool. If you wanted to play only in whole tone. That's epic. I don't know why I'm not using a pick this entire stream. The hardware is a Raspberry Pi, the software is a mod EP. Can't hit a wrong note. stupid. But yeah, if I had my fretless in here, I'd be jamming with that for sure. Oh, nice. This is actually a harmonizer on key, which is always nice. That's weird. So it only hits it on that note? Oh, that's why that happened. Interesting. And this will play it on any key. That's bizarre. Yeah, that kind of blows my mind a bit. And then this one's like, what? This one makes no sense to me. And then what does this one do? Is it just like, oh yeah, okay, so this is just a single. Crazy. All right. Well, we only have half an hour left. Speaking of pitch tracking, I'll set down my guitar, which we may pick back up in a moment, but we do have to play with all the synth stuff. See how it stacks up. I have a feeling with the Mod Duo X, if anybody remembers, let's see if we could find this old video really fast. Back in my synth-fluencing days. Yeah, okay, all right. So I did that's my voice. All right. So I did a standalone performance with it at some point. All right. This is like reaction tube for my own content. Just what I always wanted to do. All right. So this is just a performance I did on a system like this. I had it hooked up to a MIDI controller. I'm going to go into theater mode.
Literally anyone can do this.
Literally anyone can do this. Literally anyone can do this. But it was running this exact same software.
Literally anyone can do this. 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 There is no laptop. 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 There is no.
That's using a launch pad.
There is no laptop. 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 There is
So fun. I don't remember making this at all. The only reason I'm watching this song is because I don't remember this, and it's actually really impressive for this interface. I'm like, holy fuck, how'd I program all this? Jesus. All right. On like one hand, I'm like impressed. Like I'm like, that's awesome. Like, that's actually like really crazy to be able to do that. And then I guess I'm thinking like, fuck, I probably wasted a week. But I'm sure I don't have everything running on here. But then like, I mean, this is the Raspberry Pi 5 is probably, I don't know, 10 times, I don't know, 5 times more powerful than that board, 10 times probably. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I have a cooler on this thing. There's like a little fan on it. I'm sure it's far more powerful. You know, because hot means power. Okay, so we have like modular stuff, and we'll start with that. If I can figure out how to get rid of this. How do I get rid of this? Maybe you don't. Yeah, you should be able to get rid of it. No. No. It's probably something very obvious. There we go. Yeah, that should, yeah, I see the UI issue there. Okay, well, I guess before we get into modular, let's just go into generator and let's load up something like Dext. And then we could load Dext out into here, and I'm just gonna pray that this works, that I can just play my keyboard because I just have the hardware MIDI. No, of course not. What if we do, could also be my, yeah, I could, yeah, okay, we don't have MIDI out. Oh, look at that. All right. It was Yamaha's fault the whole time. So, all right, so we have Dext, right? Dext is a DX7 running in a tiny... Yeah, so this is like a full-scale DX7. More user-friendly? I mean, probably. It loads like the old actual emulation. And you have cutoff and resonance, which is like what 90% of people care about. And better yet, you just run it through this reverb. It'll sound incredible. That's the trick to this whole thing, is you could run even the shittiest, oldest sounding synth through this reverb and it'll sound amazing. Wow, that synth is great. Yeah. Okay, so you have all these Dext patches. Even the terrible... What's with that clicky? I don't remember hearing that earlier. Maybe it's unfair to be using this reverb with. It's just like too extreme. We're not going to get any actual objective opinions out of that. We're going to have to just use a normal old Hall. A decent Hall. I feel like I just found the sound. Oh, that's a great Hall, damn it. I feel like I just found the sound that's probably the least fair to reverbs. Like this particular. Yeah, anything else is just like. Um, yeah, it's about as user friendly as any DX. Probably don't want to program this on stage. It's fucking crazy sounding. Okay, other generators. We have synths, which, you know, might not blow our minds. Might be cool. Oh, wow, this one loads a sound font file as well. Oh, MIDI and derp. There's my MIDI plug. Oh, wow. Now, I know a lot of sound font files have multiple. Yeah, they have multiple sounds in them, and this particular plugin may not support that. Something tells me this isn't loading them all. Yeah, I'm like, these sound a lot the same. Okay, we don't want this anyway, but we have other things to load. I think I do have an actual. Well, we have it's just a general synthesizer, and then we have. I don't think these fluid things work. I think I was trying to load those earlier, and they were just giving me errors. One of these is a sound font loader. Here's a soft synth. Oh no! That's what happens when you load giant synths on a... Well, I mean, that one was also in alpha, so that would explain. Let's see how this does. Let's see what happens when it crashes. Look at that. It's back up. All right. That's kind of insane for it to return back that fast. All right. I did just have a sound font player. Audio file, MIDI file. Play our favorite MIDIs. How does that even... Oh, I see. So that would play into something like Dext. That might be funny. Let's try that. We could just make our own little... I did load some MIDIs in here. Because why not? All right, let's see what we got. Ah, some Chopin. So you could just have this in a box in your living room. Think about that. You could have a date, bring the date back to your house and just be like, you want to listen to some music? Then be like, do you know what a DX7 is? How about this? How about a lute player? Oh, I like this one. Oh, yeah. Some good old Bach. All right. I do want to find that sound font player. I don't know why I'm... Oh, because my MIDI keyboard's back here. I'm like, why am I sitting so far away? Yeah, I don't think these load. No. The fluid synths don't. And those were sound font players. Oh, we're going on the fugue too. Not only the prelude, baby, we got the Bach fugues as well. Romantic. I mean, to be fair, if I went on a date back in the day, I don't even know what that is. If I went on a date back in the day and like my date put on general MIDI tunes, I'd be pretty in love. I mean, I think back way back in the day when I used to go on tour, the fact that you could like you could download a torrent of classical music files, like 60,000 performances, and MIDI files, and then like listen to them on a MIDI file player. That was actually like, you know, we all got sick of it, but it was actually like, you know, this is before you could bring the world of music with you. So it's just kind of like, how about all classical music right here? Are we going to keep going into the fugue territory here? Watch me get copyright striked for this. Well, I guess Bach's done playing today. Nope, he's not. While I look for any... Is this the one that crashed? No. Yikes. I honestly liked Bach a lot better on the DX7. This is better. All right, let's get with the modular stuff. That's like the third function of this entire thing is you have MIDI and then you have all your control voltage stuff. So let's get a VCF, a VCA, an LFO, an envelope. A random generator, why not? And then the fugue. Do we not have an oscillator? Here's an oscillator. I wonder if we could convert, well, we would have to do tracking. I was gonna say, I wonder if we could convert CV to MIDI, or MIDI to CV. We could do control. No, that's just a knob. Wait a minute, we might be able to do it. Nope, not unless it's audio. Okay. Okay. We're just going to listen to Bach while we patch it up, I guess. All right, so we have an LFO here. And that will be our clock, which we can plug into this random generator, and we can also plug it into the envelopes gate. Okay. The envelopes gate will go out into the VCA in, I believe. Maybe that's a MIDI in. Okay. Now the VCO will go into, we'll select a saw wave, and that VCO can go into the VCF. Oh, this could have done it. I'm just confused with the graphics. I think. I don't know. This should probably do. All right. And then this can go into our favorite reverb here. Just keep things tidy. The quiet before the storm. It actually sounds quite decent, doesn't it? We could invert into our oh, can I undo that? Actually, I never even tried to undo anything in this. Since the beginning. Let's try it. Nope. Okay, that's fine. Not that hard to put in another LFO. I bet there is undo and I'm just not seeing it. But also, what are these? Oh, okay, this is useful. So most of the CV stuff is useful if you're like plugging a guitar in because they have so much audio to pitch and like these CV gates. I mean, this is why we modulate things, right? Still wild though to like look at my old performance and be like, oh, I did all that. Oh man, I wonder. I mean, no, I don't think this is gonna work. Will CV go into audio? No, okay. But honestly, if we had MIDI tools, I'll turn that down. If we had MIDI tools that would get us from CV to MIDI and back without it requiring detection, like if it could just translate it, I could actually see that being... I mean, I think I downloaded all the control voltage stuff. No, we have audio to CV. Oh no, yeah, I did. All right, MIDI utilities. There's a lot of... I like how many MIDI filters there are. Like this actually would be really... Oh yeah, you know what? I used this, I used the Mod Duo X in a, I think only one show, but it was because of the MIDI filters. I was like, oh yeah. But there doesn't seem to be too much CV to MIDI. Okay, but otherwise, if we were to leave CV land and go back into MIDI, which is probably what I used for that performance. Fucking insane. All right. It seems like they just kind of stopped developing the modules, because I feel like that could have actually been a pretty significant thing on its own. I like Dext the best. Sorry, it's so simple looking, but it really is the winner of this. Put some Bach back on. If he'll have me anymore. There we go. All right. Let's look at our sequencers here. Wow, I feel so ready. Okay, I got MIDI chord, MIDI channel filter. Yeah, it's like the epic, like, all right, loading up on all the MIDI plugins. Time code generator, ooh. And this is just like a MIDI controller, so it's, key splits. Whenever I listen to like Bach songs like this, I just imagine him like, I don't know, just in front of his harpsichord, like with his hair flying back in the wind. Like he's just like, I'm going to the minors now. Back into majors I go, and I'm not resting until now. It's so, I don't know. I mean, I want to say it's like juvenile. Not that Bach isn't like a genius, but I you know, just because it's so old, it sounds juvenile to our ears, but it's also, I think that's what makes me laugh so much about it. Do we have any random MIDIs? Listen to me play the piano. I do think Mozart's far worse at that though. Like I kind of can't handle Mozart. Not a huge fan. Yeah, let's go back to Chopin. Well, oh yeah, looks like we have some Debussy here. Debussy in the house. Do we have anything else? Oh, we have some Satie. Weird hack. I don't know what that means. Okay. Oh yeah. Good old Satie and his dark hack music. All right, so I guess we probably want oh, derp. All right, let's see what this does. I'm just gonna press some buttons. Ooh, look at us. I mean, it almost sounds like we're listening to Bach, doesn't it? I mean, kind of funny, right? This is kind of a. I feel like this is doing a better job than like Scalar. maybe it could be a little bit more. What are our modes here? If we can make it a little bit, we can make it random. Oh, we got latch too. Nicely done, nicely done. And we can go up an octave. Oh, you know what? We have a quantizer. To prevent that from sounding shit. Okay. So if we load this into here. Oh, it's a time quantizer, not a pitch shift quantizer. I guess we could use this. I may have to turn this off really fast though. I like how I could like plug two things in at once with no questions asked. Like it's just not. Okay. So if we wanted to stay, how can I turn this off? All right. So. Yeah, we can make our own. Okay, so also F. Okay. A little bit of math. We want this one to go up. I like it. Okay, now it is no fun live performing a DX7 interface, let me tell you. Okay. So, with that being said, I don't think it would be that hard to do this. I'm like just trying to do what I did in that original video. All right, host sync. Let that sink in. There we go. But our step size would have to be extraordinarily slow. Oh, I see what's happening. Very fun way to program music, though, let me tell you. Okay, it doesn't need to be that slow. Maybe then know if that's gonna work all right. Need to fix some attack on this. Where is our main envelope? Suppose we could just also load like a harp. That'll work. All right. Do we have any? Oh, we have this sequencer, and then I think that one of those sound font players had a drum kit. Yes. And we need a mixer, which will probably be in utility. Got it. Get the fuck out of here. I mean, this is a shot in the dark. This needs to sync to host. Ooh, yeah. All right. All right, so this is our all right, CPU is at 12%. Not bad, right? That's, yeah, the CPU on the Pi is at 11.7. I really just want to see how far I could push this. I mean, this drum sound is fucking terrible, but, you know, it's all we have. I didn't load much on here. Alright, let's load, let's see what other synths we have. Oh, that's an effect. I loaded that in the wrong place. No shit. And then we have a lot of MIDI utilities, which... Oh yeah, like Strum. So I guess I could just load another Dext. Oh wow, check this out. Okay, I got an idea. I got an idea. Load in another Dext. Loading up a harp. And now we could load different variations with this strumming pattern. Does this mixer have any like clever muting? Yes. Okay. So with this, we could load the chords. Ooh, okay. So I could also get a MIDI quantizer. It's actually turning cool now. Now this is like a completely novel way to make music. Oh wait, no, we don't want this yet. We could use that, but we don't want to go that far. Get a new chord box. I know it's in front of my face. I just can't see it. I don't want to type it. Although, did I just find another? No, that's the same one. There it is. I was gonna say, I feel like if I had to type chords, I would have lost the battle. I would have had to go get new glasses or something. All right, now our main sequence. something a little less insane. Ooh. Make that sound crispier with the... Now you get these jazzy chords. But also, if we use a patch that's a little bit harpier, really? I want to go up an octave. Yeah, this is not the easiest interface. There we go. Happening here. That was messy. Then we still have this, of course. Yeah, okay. So now with 4 different synths running, 3 reverbs, a big mixer in the middle, arpeggios, a bunch of MIDI filters everywhere, we are running at an expensive 12% still. We haven't even gone up 0.5% from when we had 2 channels. So yeah, okay, I am willing to say that a Raspberry Pi 5 is 5 times, 10 times more powerful than Mod Duo X. Because this would have been pushing the Mod Duo X to like 60, 70 maybe. So there you go. And for anybody who's been I feel like I'm doing an influencer campaign, but it's for something that is, not really that expensive, especially if you already have a Pi. Here's the case. I printed one right before this. The actual unit itself, well, whatever, streams over. I don't need to keep it running. I'll show you what we're actually playing with here. I just need to unplug it. All right. Maybe unplug this too would be good. Okay. With the MIDI cable in it. Yeah, I just have it on like a laser cut bottom just because. Yeah, but that's what it looks like. Hurrah. But it should fit rather snugly in here with the fan. I just wanted to print. I have like a special extra big fan on top of mine. That's actually really quiet, but I just wanted to fit that on there before running into. I don't know. I'm a big cooling guy, I like things being cool. Yeah. So what does a Raspberry Pi 5 cost these days? I feel like I should know this by heart just because I've purchased so many of them randomly in the last year. Raspberry Pi 5. I know they have different RAM versions. $50. Thought it was more than that. Yeah, $50. 2 gigabytes, $50. Hot damn. There you go. It'll run on a 4 too. I don't know if you'll get the same CPU performance. I mean, I suppose you'll still get way better than a My Duo X. Raspberry Pi 4 is $40. I believe it runs a little chuggy on a 3, and that's 35. Yeah, I would just buy a 5. Yeah. Well, anyway, that was a fun stream. Went an extra half hour without even noticing. Now I gotta get back to real work, which is, crazy. Next week, will I be in town? I'm going out of town for a while. I think I'll still be in town next week. So next week I may do some selections. But I do have I have the new Critter and Guitari organelle version 2. It's in a box over there or up here, somewhere around here. Can't wait to put some Pure Data stuff on there, play with it. I also have 2 new modules coming over from the Erica Synths thing that I returned due to the noise issue. One's a drum one. The other one, I forgot what it was. And then I also have a trunking radio setup. So I have a month's worth of streams of really cool stuff, none of which is even computer software really, if you don't count Pure Data, plus sim selection. So yeah, I'm excited to do all that, but it's gonna run its course. KnobCon in a couple weeks. Yes, I don't think I'm gonna go to KnobCon this time. I've been debating it. I've been debating it with Cameron. Here's the thing about KnobCon. I'll just be honest with you. The person who promotes it just doesn't like. He either doesn't like me and Cameron and our folks in our little professional friend group, but I think it's more likely he just hates YouTubers or influencers, and I think he just kind of doesn't really understand what we do, just thinks that we're marketing people, and I think that, which is fair enough because a lot of people on YouTube are. And I think, he doesn't, why would he spend time trying to, figure out what's really going on? Why would he give us any sort of additional thought? He's a busy person around that time of year. Yeah, I don't know. He's the last, when was it? I went the year before last, and he gave me a big badge that said influencer that he had made just for me, and it's I can I can take some ribbing, I don't care, but at the same time it was that was the only thing he said to me, and it was yo, I'm not being paid to be here, and you've announced me on your website as as a guest, and I don't know, it just felt. And so we just sort of came to the conclusion. Cameron and I came to the conclusion that like, it, you know, every time we go, we're kind of annoyed, and we're asking ourselves why we went. And then the last time I went, I like went there for one day, and the rest of the time I just hung out in other parts of Chicago. So I don't think I'm gonna go. But I may go to Nam. Um, so I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna go to Nam Nam, but I may be in that area around then in California. I'm planning on doing my astrophotography video sort of in that month because that's a great month for clear skies in the desert on the way to Nam. I also want to go to Mexico for something, so I may do that trade show. And I also want to do in March. I went. Speaking of astrophotography, in March I went down to the swamps in southern Georgia, Okefenokee Swamps. It's about an hour from Jacksonville and about an hour from Valdosta. And it's crazy down there. It's like middle of nowhere. But they have a bunch of really affordable cabins in this state park. And it's one of these things where I've just not followed up on it because I've not had the chance. But I'd really like to do, I think like if I'd like to rent out all of the cabins for like 4 days, 3 days, something like that. Because I think that like it's actually a really good spot to have a sort of music jam type thing where people just sort of bring some gear and play with each other. It maybe even some talks. It's a wonderful. It's one of the best places, and it's probably the best place on the East Coast for astrophotography, just because it's so far away from any sort of city. And so I think it's just like a science and geeky music type of weekend for a relatively small crowd of 50-ish people, and it would include all of the accommodations out there. You would just have to get there, which would probably, require renting a car or something like that from an airport. I would much rather do that than NobCon, like not, I like Knob. I think NobCon's a cool event. I think it, up until this time, it's been pretty affordable. It's definitely affordable for vendors, which is really appreciated. But that being said, I would much rather go out to some crazy gator-filled nature zone and hang out with the people who would go to NobCon to meet me, if that makes any sense. Like if they're yeah, I have no interest in having a trade show. Yeah, my mom's gone down to the swamps with me. But yeah, I have no interest in running a trade show. I have much more interest in running a sort of nonprofit event that would be educational, like science and maybe music education focused. So that'd be fun. But anyway, yeah, yeah, Raspberry Pi paid me for this stream, so. Anyway, that's probably why I'm not going to go to NobCon. It's not totally. I mean, if I had we just can't find a good reason to go. That's sort of the thing. Like, it's not like there's going to be anything there that we've not already heard about or that we're super interested in. So, if we could find a good reason to go, that might shift things a bit. But otherwise, it would be adding like 2 days of travel to an already busy travel schedule for me, and about 500 hours of money that I don't need to spend to go to somebody else's trade show who doesn't even want me there. So fair enough. Magfest, yeah. I don't know. I was about to say I may go to a certain, but I have to verify it. I don't want to announce anything yet. Cool. Well, anyway, I got to quit streaming. It's been 2.5 hours. So I will see you next week, most likely. Thanks for watching. And if you have a Raspberry Pi, congratulations. You have a new really powerful effects processor. So cheers. All right. Take care, everybody.